Welcome back to Black Ice Reality Check. We have a special guest that has her own podcast, Lana Chairez.
Chairez.
Okay. I said it with a French accent.
Oh, Chairez. Okay, so Lana Chairez.
Right on. And you have your own podcast.
I have my own podcast called Laughing with Lana.
Laughing with Lana.
Yeah.
I've watched it. It's actually pretty entertaining.
Thank you.
It's pretty. Yeah, move that mic. That's your ghost partner. No, and I met Lana. Lana has got a lot of different backgrounds as far as work. You own your own.
Yeah.
What is it called?
It's called Lana's Patio Screen Doors. I own my own business where I do patio doors rescreening. That's how I started. But I actually do interior doors and I do window repair, window screens, and solar screens.
And you got a big ass truck outside.
I got a big ass truck. Her name's Big Bertha. It's my F-150.
What's the license plate mean?
The El Jero is my dad.
Oh,
that's my dad. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a daddy's girl. So my dad ended up getting a new truck. So he basically like sold it to me. So
okay.
I just took over payments basically.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
expensive ass fucking truck. But I needed the truck, so I was like, fuck it, I'll take it.
It's like and you know, when you see you're petite, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that's her truck? Wait a minute, it doesn't match. I mean, I can't even climb up into that thing.
I get that so much, but I mean, like everyone's first impression of me is always wrong, always, no matter what.
What's that? What's the first impression?
The first impression can either be like I'm a dainty little girly girl, and I'm like, no.
But you are a girly girl, though.
No.
Why?
Well, I just like, mind you, I put makeup on for like when I'm on screen, but I hardly wear makeup. Like I'll do my hair just because I don't want to look a mess. But most of the day I'm in sweats.
That's in though.
This is more like I look like I just came from like working out. I don't work out.
You don't work out.
I don't.
How old are you?
33.
33?
33.
I thought you were like in your mid-20s.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
you're doing something right.
Bitch is old, yeah.
That's not
Smoking
old.
a lot and doing a lot of drugs.
No, you got good genetics then, because I thought you were literally, is she what, 23, 24, 25?
Wow, really?
Well, you don't.
What you want from me?
No, hey.
That was nice.
No, but.
That was nice.
You've met other 33-year-old women.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Now, what's interesting is when I go to LA, because of the smog, everybody looks older than they are.
Oh, you think it's because of the smog?
I really do, because if you see a 25-year-old in Los Angeles, they look like they're in their mid-30s. Or what mid-30s in our eyes would look like. Well, you don't look like you're in mid-30s.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So being from Seattle, everybody's like, oh, you don't look your age. It's like, because there's no sun.
Because there's nothing. I was about to say that.
It rains all the time. All we do is drink coffee and complain and get wet. And we have webbed feet and like ducks and stay inside and
I'm dead.
Watch Netflix.
What I was going to say is this is an opinion. It's just an opinion. But I think a lot of the girls that like are from LA who get a lot of work done, what work is supposed to do is make you look younger. It makes you look so much older.
But isn't Botox, doesn't it do preventative maintenance though too on your skin?
Yeah.
If you do a little bit of it.
A little bit of it.
But they're like, hey. Like, dude, no forehead. Dude, I got some serious wrinkles, and I've done the Botox. Too. And then when I smile, like I have one eyebrow doing this, the other one's down here. I'm like, I'm not doing that. But you're supposed to do it in
moderation.
Moderation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then not have,
because it's that.
Hi. And I'm like, dude, this lady's face doesn't move.
It's like that weird stone look is like it's so funny because I'm like, you start looking like you're 60 trying to be 40, but you're actually 25.
About that.
Oh,
hey, what was that girl? What was that girl that just died? That was the Kim Kardashian lookalike. Did you see that?
No.
She's like the and everybody knew it. She made her fame off of looking like Kim, but she was like, the butt was a little bit bigger, but she had like a podcast or maybe like an Instagram, but she was the Kim Kardashian lookalike. Like that was her title.
Way.
Well, she went in for surgery again, and she passed away.
No.
But she kept modifying.
That's excessive level of insecurity.
So the thing that I've noticed down here, or not down here, just in general, when I say every, remember I'm talking about the majority from my hair.
Right.
Women will go get a breast augmentation.
Me.
right? But then they always go back because they want to go bigger.
Yes.
So Puma is like, oh, I'm gonna do a breast augmentation. I go. Then she started talking to all these people, and she's like, I should go bigger now, because everybody wants to. Everybody told her you will go back.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, oh, I don't want it too big, and then what was big now is small.
Yeah.
Which is scary. Like, are you with me? Because when I was growing up, the only time people had breast augmentations and they didn't talk about it is when they had a vasectomy, right? When they had the
hysterectomy.
Hysterectomy's down here. Vasectomy. They had this removing the breast.
Vasectomy.
Is that a vasectomy?
Vasectomy is for a dude, I thought.
That might be a dude. What is it called when you get this? Oh, you're right.
Mastectomy. There you go.
Mastectomy, vasectomy.
So it's like hysterectomy is
the mectomy. Okay. You're right. Vasectomy is the guy. Okay. Haven't had that done. You're right. I got my V's twisted here.
You got your ectomies mixed up.
Ectomies. So when they had a breast augmentation, and they would get that done because of cancer, but then they didn't talk about it.
Yeah, I understand.
And then as time went on, women started the plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, I can make money with this.
Yes.
So then the women started getting the breast augmentation done.
Yeah.
And then it went from that to, I can go bigger. And then bigger was brighter, right? Hypothetically. And then now I'm seeing the butts.
Oh.
What is the deal? And now this is the conversation we had on this podcast. Mm-hmm. Not this one. That was on another one.
Right.
And it got really heated. And I don't know when it's going to air, but the topic was that women said they do it for themselves. The butt. Now it's called, I made it. I brought this up. They go, it's a Brazilian butt lift. I go, no, it's a Mexican butt lift. Because everybody's going to Mexico to do it now. Right? Because
I might steal that joke. That was funny.
Right? Because she's like, oh, it's a BBL. I go, no, it's an MBL. Where'd you get done? She goes, Mexico. I go, it's a Mexican butt lift. It's not Brazilian because nobody goes to Brazil because Mexico does it now.
NBL, isn't that the baseball league?
Major League Baseball. MLB.
Oh,
see, now you got yours twisted.
Sorry, I know.
But I said, and I'm not attacking transgender at all, but you'll see a transgender woman, if you will, she'll have it oversized, like kind of like overdone.
Yeah.
And now the women, biological women, are having MBL overdone. And I know a couple gals that have had them done where it was just to look a little bit better than average.
A little plumper.
It's like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
I can kind of, but I'm not down there analyzing their glutes, okay? Don't get me wrong. I lift the butt cheek. But I'm looking at it going, okay. And then I see some other girls and I'm like, what is going on here? Yeah. Like, it looks like... It looks like you take, those balls that you go into physical therapy for, and then you got a stick. And
they look like lollipops. They look like genuine lollipops.
Here's the worst part. Men are liking and accepting that and moving towards that. And I'm going, what do you... you ever see a puppy when you make a high-pitched noise and it does this? And so I'm like, now the joke... The joke is now for guys is they're like, okay, and again, I'm not attacking any type of gender, but they're like, is that a transgender or a woman?
Yeah.
Because they're both doing the same thing. They're doing injections or the MBL or BBL, whatever right? And so now as guys, we're like, what is going on here? But here's the thing. I'll go out to play poker. I play poker a lot, cash games. And every time I go into the casinos, I go into 3 casinos to play, I'll be walking along and, minding my own business. I'm like, and then there's all these guys checking them out. Like they're with a guy and I'm going, what? I don't get it. Can you explain to me why certain women do? I understand this. Okay, whatever. Yeah. But why are they doing this whole BBL and BL thing?
It's a trend. It's a fucked up trend, but it's literally just a trend, and people are like they're feeding into it, and that's the thing that like people are like monetizing on people's insecurities in a sense, or doctors are in a sense, because I'm like, my body type, super skinny, stick thin, was cool in the 80s. In the 90s too.
Yeah.
Like, it was super stick thin, no booty, like almost flat chested girls were super, super popular back in the day. Now it's like, now there's more the hip hop, like hip hop is kind of taking over the world. Hip hop likes the big voluptuous women. Big voluptuous women are becoming more popular. So now the doctors are like, oh, I could give you big titties. I could give you overdone big titties. I could give you overdone big booty, just like what the trend is nowadays. And I feel like, considering it's a trend, because I'm like, Marilyn Monroe was beautiful at one point. This was back in the 60s. She was a size 6, size 8. She was between a 6 and an 8, which is now considered a bigger fucking woman. Like, that's like, well, she had a pudgy stomach. She didn't have the biggest boobs, but she was considered a fucking sex symbol.
Well, six isn't even, I mean, it like, if you go back and watch some of the videos, Soul Train. Okay, I
love Soul Train.
But if you go back to the 70s and 80s and watch Soul Train, there was no overweight people in there.
There was none.
Dudes were like this. Women were like this.
Yes.
And then the fast food, the processed food, our meal sizes, our proportions go from here to here.
Yeah.
You know, you sat down and ate, right? You got your breakfast. You got your lunch and dinner, right? Yeah. Now people are eating, grazing throughout the day, snacks and fast food. But back then there was 2s, 4s, and 6s, right? Now you're seeing 14, 16.
Hear me out though. Hear me out on that. All of women's sizes they're different depending on like where you, like, I could go to Walmart and a size 4 doesn't fucking fit me, but if I go to Zara, a size 4 fits me small.
Yeah, that's the same way with men's clothes, like in Europe. Okay, yes. I've noticed in Europe, like if a medium shirt in Europe will be like a small here.
Yeah, exactly.
Because and a lot of that's attributed to the Western culture. And Europe's part of the Western culture, but in the United States, fitness, men want to be bigger. And I think that's everywhere, but there's more, I feel more men in the gym here. It's more of a not every man, but I feel like if, let's say, 10% of the men go to the gym here, maybe 2% in Europe go to the gym. Yeah, because there it's a different type of look. Like, I'll go to France, and a lot of men are very skinny. They have a man purse, and I'm just telling you what I see. And it's like, okay, they're very like,
they're thin.
They're very and then you get here, and the guys are like, oh, and so when I've ordered stuff from Europe. I didn't know it was from Europe, but you go online, oh, that looks like a good shirt.
Exactly.
And you get it. I'm like, dude, my 11-pound Yorkie can wear this thing. Like, oh, it doesn't fit.
But yeah, it's really, it's different between like even the countries, because you go to Asia, and in Asia, there's like women over there, stick thin is like, that's it.
And not tan.
And not tan.
Just like every country except the U.S., right?
Exactly.
And the reason being, when I was in the military, I learned that if you're darker in those countries, that means you're poor because you're in the fields. Oh. Just like Latin countries, right? Oh. And I've always been attracted to darker skin. My mom's white, blonde, blue-eyed, like pale. Oh. Like that lion. That's my mom.
That's fucked up.
and so she was always tanning, right? But I was always attracted to the darker skin. And so when you go to Asia, you're like looking around like, I was in Korea. I'm like, where's the tan chicks?
Yeah.
And then if you're tan, they look down on you.
Yes.
Because they think you're like, and you go to Brazil.
Yeah.
The favelas. The black zillions. So the Brazilians that are black, they don't like them because they're lower class.
What?
So when you go to Brazil, the lighter skin, the more attractive you are.
No way.
Now it's changing with social media and television and Hollywood. And so you see people at the beach. But the other thing Brazilian girls do is they do the tan lines. So they always tan with the tan lines, right? Like the 80s tan lines that were in here. And so you see the girls, and they'll be out at the clubs, and they'll have the tan lines. You're like, wow, that's a throwback.
That's a throwback.
I mean, I was a little kid, right? Like,
it's funny because I'm like, the tan lines used to be a thing over here, like in
80s.
Yeah,
growing up,
tan lines was the shit. But just like trends, just like the BBLs is gonna be that's gonna go away in about 10 years. I give it 5 years. Like,
well, the thing is, they didn't tanning machines when tanning came out, right? It was. In the 80s, you were rich if you had a tanning machine in your house.
Yeah.
They didn't have these salons.
Yeah.
And now you just take your clothes off, jump in the bed, and get tan. But
now it's tacky if you have tan lines.
Right.
Now you're considered like, bitch, you didn't go to the tanning bed and get
well, I don't know.
You can lay naked.
I mean, let's look at it though from this way. It's kind of exotic too in a way, like, ooh, it's different.
A little.
You know, but yeah, you're right. You're right. But what do you do when you go to the beach or the pool?
Well, that's it.
They got topless pools here in Vegas.
They do. Don't go.
Oh, I'm not going to go because I can only imagine. I don't want to. I can't unsee that.
Oh no, because hear me out. The type of people that are okay with being naked are usually the fattest, ugliest fucking people. You go to this pool, and I know exactly which pool you're talking about.
I don't know.
You go. There's a lot of young chicks there, young supposedly, but these are the over tanned people that have the wrinkly, ugly skin with their fake ass boobs that still sag down to their belly buttons, and I'm like, why?
So you went?
Yeah, I went, and because I thought I was gonna take off my shirt. I really thought I was like, oh no, y'all don't deserve this. I was like, no. I'm like, my boobs are too cute for this bitch. I was like, there's a lot of ugly people in here. Not saying people are ugly, but it was just
It was bad.
Yeah, it's just one of those like have you ever been to a nudist beach?
No, in Europe. I was in Spain, in Germany, and it's women without their tops on at the beach is like a man. It's no big deal.
Yes.
So like nobody's like, except the American guys, because we have the board shorts.
Yeah.
And over there they have their Speedos, right? And the Italian guys got bushes of hair coming out.
No.
I'm joking, but and so over there they wear the Speedos, the traditional Europeans do.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter how big or fat you are, the dudes have Speedos on.
Oh no.
And it's like a man thong, right?
Oh,
You're like,
no. Yeah.
No. And so we're there. I remember going to this beach, and I think I was like 19 years old. I went over to Spain, and these women didn't have tops on. And we were like, because it was like we're at a candy store.
Right.
And then after a while, you're like, dude, we look like dorks because we have board shorts, but I'm not putting fucking Speedos on.
You wouldn't put Speedos on?
No.
You got the body for Speedos.
No.
You wouldn't do Speedos? Some gold ones?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want anything going up my butt crack like that. I don't know.
I know you've had some movie,
but it was after a while you got adapted to it where it was like they're just breasts. Like it's no big deal. But when you're 19, you don't see that. In Germany, the same thing. And the other thing in Germany, this is going to blow your mind. Especially back, I don't drink now. I wasn't a drinker, but I don't drink or do anything. I don't drink either. But when you're in the military, you get your weekends, you go drink, right? Oh. And so we go down to Germany, down to Frankfurt, okay? And we go to Rhine or wherever, right? And we go party. So I remember my first experience in this town called Leich. Leich, I believe it is. They have Leischer beer or Leich beer, right? So the whole beer factory has a nightclub.
No way.
And they have a pond in the middle of the nightclub with koi, like a little bridge of water. I know. Think about this.
Cute.
Yeah, it's cute until somebody falls in. Right?
Oh.
So we're in there, and it's called Mark Night. Now, Mark is what the Deutschmark. It's called the Deutschmark. So back then, they didn't go by the euro. They went by the Deutschmark. Every country had their own their own currency. Money. And so $2 American was one Deutschmark.
Okay.
So basically, your money was doubled. So you're rich, even as poor as you are as a GI. You're rich over there. So we go, and it's Mark Night. So you're getting these big tall glasses when they give you a glass of beer, it's like 32 ounces.
So it's like the pub.
It's like boom. Yeah. And so they have a thing called cola beer.
Cola beer?
Ein Cola Beer bitte. Like I want a cola beer. They put dark beer and Coca-Cola and they mix it. So now you have caffeine and alcohol. So you're like, you're right. So I'm over there going, oh, this is great. Now keep in mind I was never really a drinker. So I had 2 of those. All of a sudden the room's doing this, and there's a koi pond with a little bridge, right? And I'm like, don't walk over that bridge. So you ready for this? So I got to go to the bathroom, and I got to go really bad. And there's a crowd on the dance floor, and it's like a popcorn machine because it makes a Euro hip hop and everything.
Okay.
Nobody's like going in flows, right? They're just like, and everybody's doing their own little personal dance in their head. This is like a fucking popcorn machine. There's the bridge. There's the koi pond. So I was like, okay, just don't fall. That's all I kept thinking about. And the room's kind of doing this. So I start walking, and at the same time, this drunk guy's coming over, and he's wobbling. I'm like, okay, brace yourself. And he sees me, and he kind of startles and steps back and falls in the water.
Nah.
And I'm like, go, go, go. I didn't push him, but I just went. I didn't even help him. Like, he was in the water. It's not deep, you know. It's like
it's
maybe,
a pond, yeah.
And all the kois are going all over, you know. And then the bouncers come, they take him outside.
Yeah.
You're wet and you got kicked out because you fell in. So I'm walking, I say, now I can't even remember. I used to speak somewhat fluent Deutsch, but I can't remember the name of what you call the bathroom, but I was asking where the bathroom was. They're like, it's over there. So I'm, keep in mind, now I'm really drunk. And I'm walking and I see one door. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, no. It's like, oh. And so I go in, I open the door, and there's all these chicks at the mirrors, and oh shit! So I close the door, and I'm like, I gotta piss. And I was like, where's the bathroom? I was like, what the fuck? I open again. I was like, maybe I missed the door. There's only one door. They have co-ed bathrooms, unisex bathrooms in Germany.
Nuh-uh.
So I go, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. Because we're growing up in America. They're just now trying to do that. They
segregate us.
I was like, okay. Boom, I go in, and all the girls look, and I'm like, okay, I know they said co-ed. I didn't see any dudes, but there's the urinals.
Oh, hell no.
So I walk up, and I'm drunk. I just flip it out. I'm like, ah. And at the same time, I look over, and this girl's sitting on the toilet, and the door's open.
No.
Like there's no door on this one stall, and she's peeing.
Oh, she's fucked up too.
And she's looking at me, and she's like, and I'm like, is she laughing at my dick's not big enough or what? So I'm like, and I move, and I get piss everywhere. Right? And she's like, she said something in German. I was like, did she say I was big or small? Like, I really need to know. But I was so caught off guard, and so I had piss everywhere, you know, because I jerked. And I'm like, oh man.
She's like a toddler.
And I'm like, okay, and I'm trying to shake it, and I'm like, I walk out, and I go in the bathroom, and she's saying something, and I told my buddy, I said, don't go in the bathroom. He's like, why? Does it smell bad? I said, don't go in there. I said, there's women in there. He said, what? He's like, I got to go check it out. So he goes in there. He's like, there's women. I said, I know. And so because we're at a German club. There's no American. We wanted to get away from the Americans.
Yeah.
So this is our experience in life.
Yeah.
Right? And I had pee everywhere. I'm like, you know, how was your night? Great. I pissed on myself. I had a girl laugh at me. I don't know if she was laughing at me because I was like,
too big or too small. I don't know.
All these sounds when I'm peeing or...
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why dudes do make noise when they're peeing? Why is that a thing? Because a lot of my exes did that. My ex-husband did that.
It's a relief. It's okay, if you get a massage. Some people make noises when you make love or have sex, or some people make noise.
Yeah, I'm loud as fuck.
So you have a sense of release. Like, oh, that feels so good. Because the bladder. I think guys just like...
Okay, I have a question then. Do you make the same noise when you're peeing as when you're coming?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
It's still a release. It's still that...
I don't know, because you're in public and you don't want people like, what is this guy doing? Like, I went to the Venetian. I'm at the Venetian, right?
Yeah.
And I get done playing poker, and I go in there, and there's a dude passed out in the stall, on the ground, in the shitter. And the Hispanic guys clean, you know, they assign one guy all night to the bathroom. And he's like, oh, no, I don't know, man. I don't know, you passed out. I was like, I called security? I don't know. And then I come back, there's another dude passed out, and the same guy's still there. I said, where's the guy? I don't know. And I go tell security, I said, dude, this guy's been passed out. Make sure he's still alive. Oh, we're really busy. I'm like, okay. I go back, there's a third guy. There's 3 dudes in the Venetian, in the bathroom, passed out on the floor. And I'm like, what's going on in here? Like, is there the spike in the drinks?
Yeah.
And my point is sometimes guys will go so far, they don't drink to have fun, they drink to get wasted. But when they pee, they hold it as long as they can, and then there's a release. But when you're in the public bathroom, you don't want to sit there and every guy's at the stall like this, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to hide their shit. And there's 12 guys there. You don't want to be, oh my God. Oh. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Now, you do see that because guys are drunk.
Oh, yeah.
So the question is, would you rather be passed out in the bathroom or embarrass yourself the other way where you're moaning and groaning at the toilet and have everybody look at you laughing at you?
Man, I'd rather be moaning and groaning.
And the other question is, I got a question for you, and then we'll get into some serious talk because we've been bullshit.
Okay.
You ever go, and I don't know if this is the way in the women's bathroom, but the shitters in the hotels and the bathrooms, they're really low to the ground.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're like down here. Why? Is it because they don't want you to get up?
I have no idea.
And I'm not, keep in mind, I don't drink. But I mean, you go to a normal bathroom. I mean, what is it, like here? Maybe?
Kind of.
These things are down to the floor. Like your knees are higher than your ass.
No, really?
Go.
I mean, but you're taller than me, so that's not fair. Because I'm like, wait, when I sit down, my feet are still swinging.
Okay, I'm an average, well, by standards. 5'9" is the average height of a man in America, supposedly.
Yeah, that's good.
5'9". I go in there and, like, literally, see my knees?
Yeah.
This is the toilet. Now, keep in mind, I'm not drinking.
No, yeah.
And then it's like you're done. You're like, dude, I got to get up off this thing. Now, nobody squats from this position. Nobody squats from here.
Hear me out.
And you're like, oh.
I'm 1,000% a squatter in public restrooms.
But see how do you get up from a position where you're below your knees and there's no you're back like this because you're not above your legs. You're behind, and so you're like, oh shit, I gotta get up. You're grabbing shit. Paper towels are coming off the thing. You're like, and you hear these guys go, your phone drops. You're like, oh shit.
You know what's funny is I'm thinking of like in the girls' bathrooms. I'm like, we have a little table and we have a little trash can. Just use that. But I'm like, you guys don't have that because we use that for tampons.
Let me tell you what they got. They got the bathroom paper that. You know, you put over the safety guard, whatever you want to call it.
That's usually behind you.
That's behind you, right? It's always fucking empty.
Facts.
And then they got the toilet paper roll, the one that slides, and they're always out of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Then they got this chrome bar that's way on the other side, and they got a hook that's broken, and then they got a gap in the door like this and a lock that doesn't lock.
That gap makes me so mad.
People are like,
oh my.
what are you looking at, dude?
Oh no.
Or are they shake the door, busy, and then they shake it again?
I'm like, you couldn't see through the crack that I'm in here. You still gonna lie? You still gonna like wiggle the door? Fuck you.
So, anyways, my point is that anytime you sit down on a toilet in a casino, man, you got to exert a lot of energy getting up. So drinking this is a whole 180. Coming back to where I started.
Yeah.
The reason these guys passed out is they were super drunk. They sat on the toilet. Whether they took the shit or not. Now picture this. Your pants are down. You're drunk and you're sitting on a toilet in a casino in Las Vegas. You're supposed to have a good time, right? You just shit. Did you wipe your ass or not? Because then you got to kind of get up to wipe your ass. You don't wipe your ass on the toilet. See, women do this shit, right? If they're peeing, right? Yeah. But then in the back, they do this. Now you're drunk. The question is, those three men that were on the floor, were their pants all the way up? No.
No?
Because they were on the shitter. They didn't get out of the bathroom, and they couldn't get up off the toilet, and they were drunk. Now, you're on the toilet drunk. How did you get off the toilet? Did you stand up and fall? Did you hit your head? Do you still got shit in your pants? Do you have toilet paper sticking out of your ass? Are your hands brown?
Oh, my God.
Is the toilet flushed?
There's a lot of fucking questions going through.
And the worst part is the door's closed and the guy's hand and legs out the door. Pants are half. I'm like, dude. And the guy's like,
but okay.
I can't do it. The guy's like, I can't do it.
That's what my question is. What's bro code?
And the guy is cleaning the bathroom with a mop around the body. Like, you know how chalk line?
I'm dead as fuck. I'm so dead.
I was like, bro, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I mean, technically speaking, he can't do shit because if he moves them, kills them, then it's on him or some stupid shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, 1 hour this one dude was there. Oh, I remember you go in the men's bathroom. It's the one. It's by the club, and you go in the bathroom, and the guy is in the second to last stall on the left.
Yeah.
I come back. There's another guy in the last stall to the right.
Yeah.
And I come back, and there's a guy in the last stall to the left. So there's 3 dudes passed out on the floor. And my question running through my head is, okay, I hope their pants are up. Did they shit in their pants? Did they try to get up and fall? Did they not take the shit yet? Are they going to shit their pants because they're too drunk? And why are they on the floor? And why is there 3 of them? And all the guy says is, I can't do it.
I hope they're in the same group. Like, I hope they're the same friend group. Like, if it's 3 different dudes.
He's mopping around the bodies.
These people.
And I'm going, dude, I went and told security. The guy's like, we're busy.
Security said they're busy.
They said, we're busy. I said, you're busy.
That's
I said,
embarrassing.
hopefully the guy's alive. I mean, I care. I don't know the guy, but hopefully he's breathing.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. That's why I was like, what's bro code? Because you guys won't pick them up. Because as a woman, we pick up a woman.
Well, right. But my fear was...
He had shit on his hands.
No. But what if somebody stole a Rolex off his wrist or took... And then you try to help the guy. Or, you know, see, where I grew up, right, you avoid shit like that. You just, hey, it wasn't me, right? Anytime the police came around, wasn't me.
Yeah.
Because we're always afraid of getting in trouble.
Of course.
Right? And then again, it's like, okay, I figured security would help them out.
And obviously they don't.
No,
they don't give a fuck.
They don't care. Spend your money at the casino.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Because I'm like, I'm just personally, like, even if I saw a guy on the floor, my personal, like, just how I was raised and how I am and, like, the city that I grew up in, it's not horrible, but when you see people down, you're just like, hey, bro, like, you good?
Yeah, we wanted to help, but I think that the guy's like, no, security's coming, but, you know, I'm sure they came eventually.
Eventually. That's it. That's that eventually part. You let somebody sit there with a concussion long enough, now it's on you.
Or a heart attack.
Or a heart attack, yeah.
Stroke.
That's so sad. That's so sad. Venetian, do better. Venetian, you got to do better.
Yeah, so we got that out of the way.
Yeah, anyway, okay.
30 minutes, so 20 minutes. So what do you want to talk about? So you're single gal, you don't want to date, you
know what's funny is that a lot of the type of podcasts that I see, I wouldn't say yours per se, but like when I see like Fresh and Fit and
Myron and Fresh?
Myron and Fresh?
Yeah, Myron's Fit. That's they use Fresh and Fit.
Oh.
His name's Myron. Yeah.
Couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
Couldn't care any less. But it's like when I see podcasts of that sort, of that like type of genre, I am like the walking billboard of everything that people talk shit about. And I'm like, but I'm genuinely happy.
Yeah, but see, if you're happy, be happy.
Yeah.
You don't need to be in a relationship to be happy. But
that's the thing too. Hear me out. A lot of people make, or like they're so convinced that a relationship is what's gonna make me happy, and I'm like, the type of relationships that I've been in, like maybe it's my type of men and it's my fault and I've admitted it, but like relationships have never made me happy. Never. Every time I was in a relationship, I'm like, oh my God, why am I crying? Why am I upset? Why am I arguing with you?
Did you grow up in a nuclear family, mom and dad?
No, my parents are fucking great. My parents are like, I mean, mind you, my parents, they like, I'm 33. That means
nuclear, but they were both together. They're married. They're still together when you grew up.
Oh, I thought you meant nuclear as in like they were fucking.
No. Nuclear family means
my bad.
Like you grew up with a mom and dad at home.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
And are you the only sibling?
No, I'm I have 2 older brothers who are gay. They're great though. Like I grew up with a very family dynamic. I have a family. Like I don't have daddy issues, which is crazy because people always think I have daddy issues because I like to show off my body, and I'm like, no, my dad loves me, and my dad gave this to me, so I show it off. But I have my mom, I have my dad. They're still together to this day. They've been together for 37 years. They're super Christian. They're church goers. My brothers are like super uppity. I'm the black sheep of the family for sure, but it's because I'm the loud one, the rowdy one, the stripper.
Okay. So, but yeah, the thing with the relationships, and this is where I talk about with other people, when people don't want to be in a relationship, that's fine. But if you don't want to be in a relationship, then you shouldn't be upset about relationships. Right? Because then internally you're saying, well, I'm mad that I'm not in a relationship, and I'm going to be mad at men because they do this. Like, well, it doesn't matter. You don't want to be in a relationship.
Well,
see? So
yeah, you have a point.
So my point is, like, what happens with these podcasts. Now I'm not talking bad about Fresh and Fit.
I'm not either.
But what they do is they get these gals on there and they give them alcohol, which I've already seen what happens because I've been on somebody else's podcast with girls that were drinking, and it was like, and it's not just women, guys too, if they drink. Yeah. I don't drink, but it becomes I want to say shit show, but it becomes very out of control. And then
it's a shit show.
So what my point was, when I've been on debates or whatever, it's like, well, why do you care if you don't want to be in a relationship, right? So at the defense of them and myself, if you don't care and you're like, oh, I'm fine being single, then you shouldn't be going after men in a way where, like, you're not anti-man, but you're against what they believe in. Because this whole term, right? Toxic masculinity. And I talk about this. I don't believe there's toxic masculinity. I believe there's toxic people.
Facts. That's exactly how I think.
Because being masculine is a good thing. It's the individual. What is the individual, their characteristics of their true character? You can be toxic and be any type of person.
Well,
you can be a woman. You can be a child. You can be,
You can be an animal.
And you can be toxic.
You
can be a feral cat. That's crazy. Cats are crazy, right?
Yeah.
So now the cat. By the way, you know our little joke? We have a joke. I said, you just see all the pussy pics I get, which people send me cats. I meant cats. So Lana starts sending me cat videos. And on the daily, I get probably 10 to 15 cat pics or videos or memes. Because I said, I made the joke.
Yeah.
The woman said, oh, I get all these dick pics. I said, well, I get all these pussy pics. She's like, no, you don't. I said, yeah, people send me stuff about cats all the time.
But I had a little joke with mine. Every time I send him a pussy pic, I'm like, hey, this is women 33 years and older or something like that.
Dude, some of those cat videos are hilarious, right?
Oh my God, no, the cat videos are hilarious.
Do you have a cat?
I have 3. That's how single I am. God damn it.
There you go. I found the problem.
You found the problem.
3 cats.
Fuck you.
Podcast is over. Undefeated again.
Oh, God.
She said she's crazy. 3
cats.
Wait, now, do you believe in zodiac signs?
Damn it. Damn it. Oh, my God. I read tarot all the time.
Angel numbers?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I got the quad.
Yeah. I'm the walking billboard of everything that a guy is, like, making fun of. But in a sense, like, okay. Because you said that, like, I do like being single. Don't get me wrong. I do like being single, but I do get to the point where, like, I get lonely, of course. And I get, like, I would like to have somebody to talk to, like, flirt with or whatever the fuck.
You just want to give them back when you're done.
But...
Okay, I'm done with you.
I know, right? I'm like, damn, dissected as fuck. They're
dismissed.
Dismissed.
You're dismissed.
Done.
Yeah, you're like, bring the next victim, please.
It's cause well, I was married. I was married for 8.5 years.
8.5.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I find that, and not this. I don't want to call it the 7-year itch. A lot of women, it's 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
but. It's because people change. People change every 7 years. Their personality in general changes every 7 years. That's a psychological fact because I studied psychology.
I do too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. I've read tons of books. I didn't study it in college, but
I studied it in college, but I didn't finish school.
All I do is read books on psychology.
I went to school for psychology. And I was almost done. And my ex-husband was actually the one who was like, you need to stop doing that. You're not going to make enough money. Get into nursing. And that's how I got into the medical field. Regretted it every single day of my life. Every single day. Did
you get an associate's degree?
I almost had an associate's for psychology. I almost had it.
How many more?
I needed 12 credits.
What now? Okay.
That's a year.
I went 3 weeks. I went 3 weeks to school. I was like, I'm done. Okay. As soon as they changed the numbers, the letters, X plus Y equals Z, I'm like, wait, what?
I'm dead. Get the fuck out. I'm so good at that.
No, but, right. I was more of the, and again, nothing against people with degrees, but I was like, how is this going to make me money? Because I was more interested in owning a business or being successful, right? Yeah. And to me, success is based off of control of time and money.
Yes.
And children. And again, this is just my definition, right? Because what is your mission in life? What were you put here for? And I believe is to develop children to do better than you did. This is just me. Mm-hmm. And people are like, oh, I make a lot of money. Well, I know people that make a lot of money, but they have no time. And that to me is not successful because you know,
just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you're successful.
Right. You have to be successful in life when it comes to relationships, children, in my mind, time, quality of time, and have some type of income. And the goal is to create a legacy that you can leave generational wealth behind. Yeah. Because I hope my son and my daughter end up doing better than me. I struggled. Yeah. I struggle every day, right? I fight the demons every day. I wrote this little proverb on Minotaur, like chasing the Minotaur, and I am the Minotaur. Mm-hmm. I'm chasing myself. You can't run from the Minotaur. And then I realized that I'm not running from the Minotaur. I'm running from myself because I am the Minotaur. Right? Because it's a game. Yeah. You're battling, right? And complacency to me is a sickness that it's very easy to do nothing, but to do nothing is very expensive. Like for example, somebody says, "What do you want to do in life?" I said, "Nothing." And they said, "What does that cost you?" I said, $7-8 million. Yeah. That's FU. Well, I won't say FU money, but Joe Rogan has FU money. Yeah. No matter what happens to Joe Rogan, if Spotify says you're out, he's fine.
He's good, yeah.
Right? Andy Frisell or Patrick Bet-David, Ben Shapiro, anybody, Tucker Carlson got let go of Fox. He's still set. Yeah. But he just got offered $125 million from Patrick Bet-David for 5 years. So anybody has that type of income, they can do nothing. Yeah. But sometimes they have more compassion and they have a mission in mind to do more in life. Yeah. And so I like to chill. I like to go to a beach, stick my feet in the sand, do that, and I don't drink that Corona commercial where you see the two chairs in the ocean and there's a Corona and the phone rings and the guy throws it in the water. Yeah. That's expensive.
I could never do that.
What?
Do that. You know what's crazy is that like as much as I like to chill, like I don't like to chill. I don't like to chill. I
love doing podcasts. I love coaching.
Podcast is like this is my chill time.
Yeah, and I love coaching. I coach a lot of men. Some make high 7 figures, 8 figures. Mm-hmm. Some make $50,000 a year. I love that, and I have a lot of women that I worked with. I had this 30-day feminine challenge where I challenged women to be feminine for 30 days, and
I couldn't do it.
The first response is a lot of women think feminine is about your looks. It's not.
No.
And so I challenged them, and 2 of the women, in fact, one of the women that was on the podcast, the relationship got back together, is better than ever because he saw the podcast, realized, oh my God, his friends are like, you better get back together with her. Like, and they're both very successful, 6 figures, but there was just little adjustments that needed to be made. And it really necessarily wasn't on her side. But then other couples, marriages, relationships I've saved, or I don't want to say saved, I've helped. I've guided them. I said, try this. They came back and they've thanked me. Now, it's not for everybody, but I work with guys too. It's like how to level up as a man, how to be a better man.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because you talk about a lot about high value men.
It's not based on money.
Yeah, then what is it based on?
It's based on, first of all, you have to, yes and no. You have to have 5 years of consistent income over 6 figures.
But aside from money, what makes them high value?
Your network of influence around you, your peers, your association, the people that want you to improve or better than you. You're a gladiator in your community. You're well known for what you've done or you've impacted other people's lives. Okay. You have, and it's funny, I went through this list and for example, a LinkedIn profile, if you're in business, for example, there's individuals who I've met, they say they're very successful, but I'm not talking about famous. I'm not talking about, a household name, but nobody knows who you are. I don't see a LinkedIn profile on you. Yeah. You say you're successful. Nobody knows you in your industry. You with me? Yeah. Those are the fake and the funk guys. Okay. Right? They're faking it and they're not. So my background is in technical recruiting, if you will. I've been doing it over 2 decades. And in that community, if you were to go see me, you'd see my LinkedIn profile. Now, I only go back 15 years, but I go way past 20. Not to date myself, but I'm well known.
Yeah.
Okay. My peers, are they going to, people around me, do they have good things to say about me? In my association, right? And then a man of valor, right? To do good, to do the right thing. Like your goal is to go out and raise a family, take care of your family, try to elevate your game, be the man of the house. And I'm not talking about being dominant. See, women say I'm a queen. Well, you can't be a queen without a king. You can be a princess. You can be a pain in the ass princess. But here's my point.
Any woman that calls herself a queen is not wifey material.
So, and there's 2 different determinations. I thought about this today and yesterday. I believe in marriage, but not in the traditional sense. And hear me out. If there was no government contract, it needs to be revamped. It's not fair to men, in my opinion. When a divorce happens, I believe the men don't get their children 9 times out of 10. The woman gets them.
Yeah.
Now, I believe that a woman can raise her daughter better than the dad can, and a dad can raise a son better than the mother can. And this is my opinion, okay? Because the man is going to teach the boy
how to be a man.
And vice versa. I can't teach my daughter how to be a good woman, right? Because that's my girlfriend's job or her mom's job. So you have
just in a sense, you'll teach her how you want
a
woman to be, when in reality, a woman needs to teach her how to actually be.
So you have a network of influence individuals that are well known. You have established yourself in your craft, in your community. You're well known. Yeah. Okay. Just like what you do.
Yeah.
Okay. You've have a successful, some type of a successful relationship or been in one where you've elevated that person, helped them, they've helped you indirectly, right? You've showed 5 years more of a 6-figure income, right? So if you make a lot of money and be a shithead at the end of the day, there's a lot of them.
I've met them.
Right? So when people say high valued, it's a man of valor in my opinion, which we can go down the definition route. But for example, if I look at Patrick Bet-David and what he's done. I don't know if you know who he is.
No.
Let me think of something.
I know Ben Shapiro. Okay.
Now, you may not like his views. Let's put that aside. Okay.
I do, but I don't. Like it's
yeah.
My thing is, I can agree and disagree with even people that I don't agree with.
So he's high valued.
Yeah.
It'd be fair to say he's very successful financially. Yeah. He's married, children. He's got a successful company. His peers around him are his level and above. Yeah. He's well known. Yeah. And he's done some great stuff in the community, good, bad, or ugly for other people. Now, I think he's a phenomenal guy. I call him a savant. Literally, I think he's a savant. Yeah. You know, I think he and again, I'm not making fun of him, but it's almost like he's got Asperger's because he's so smart.
Yeah,
he's like a walking Rolodex. It's like, how do you know? How do you know that? And the thing about Ben is, and we'll talk about this, I agree with 95% of what he says. Anybody in my industry, because you have 3 areas. You have the, I'm going to play it safe in the middle people. You have the far left and you have the far right. And I'm not talking political, just in views, right? Red pill.
Blue pill, right.
And you got people in the middle like.
Feminine, masculine. No.
Well, Joe Rogan plays it safe.
Yeah.
You know, he's on Spotify. It's like he was asked why he doesn't have Andrew Tate. People think it's because he thinks Andrew Tate's misogynist. It's like, well, wait a minute. You don't have Andrew Tate on your show because of Spotify. Because they probably told you don't bring him on, right? Or he says, I don't like Joe Biden, but you would vote for Bernie, who's way more socialist than Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I don't like Trump. It's like Joe plays it safe, but he has a lot of swag and a lot of power, right? Patrick Bet-David plays it safe, in my opinion. But then you get Ben Shapiro. He's way over here. He's like, screw it. I'm going to tell you what Matt Walsh, they don't care. Yeah. And they're way over here. Matt Walsh is the guy that does like What is a Woman, right? Yeah. But from their view perspectives, for me, I agree on marriage if it was revamped. Because it's not fair, because women are rewarded for divorce.
Why? Oh my God, I was thinking this the other day too. I said that in a comment because someone had said something about like women are the #1 reason why there's divorce or something like that.
No, 51% of marriages end in divorce, but out of the 51%. So if you have 100 people divorced or married, 51% will end in divorce. Now, out of those 51%, 75% of those divorces the women are filing, 75 to 80%.
Right. But I really feel that the only reason is because divorce is expensive for a man.
Well, there's a couple things too. Maternally, women, they have the children, they have their nest, their house, they have their finances in order, they have their vehicle, their transportation, right? So they have everything. And after a woman goes through a state of menopause and she's no longer biologically able to reproduce, she's like, why do I got this dude?
It's not even that.
But hear me out.
Because even younger women are getting divorced.
That too, but that's for a different reason. They think they can do better. Or marriage, and this is the biggest misconception in my opinion. People, and I've talked, I won't say her name, but she was in here having challenges in her marriage. She came in and out of here, and I was talking to her about it. And good man, he's a great guy, but I'm not happy. I want to be happy. Marriage is about duty and responsibility to your children. You're responsible for those children. It's not about happiness. Everybody wants to be happy. So you can be content, but what happens is you watch The Notebook, you watch The Titanic, you watch these Hollywood movies that we call them the chick flicks. And then you see these Instagrams that are a lot of them, 80% of them are false. They're showing you the good side or what they want you to see. And so then it's like, oh my gosh.
She has that and I don't.
I want that.
I want that and I don't have it.
Bob, I want to be happy. And so they have this marriage that's, I asked her, I said, what's going on? She goes, well, my husband's really trying. He's a good guy. I just don't know if I want to be married. I want to be happy. It's like, what does that mean? And so there's no real true answer that they give you. And I'm done. And here's the problem. You've seen this. You'll see the TikTokers at 41, the women, the 45. Ew. I'm single. I got divorced. Look at my body. Yeah. And you're like,
that's me.
But but what do you really see when they're doing that? They're out, and then they come back on the next week, the same TikTok girl, and she's crying. Oh, I really thought it was going to be easy, and I divorced, and nobody wants to date me now. And they're complaining. It's like you had a marriage. You thought the grass was greener
on the other side,
and it always isn't. Like, my opinion is this: look, if you're 80% happy in your marriage, or 75, and you're like, yeah, there's just, we're having sex, but I just want more. I just want more, gal. Now, if there's abuse, physical abuse, and there's stuff like that, I get it. But when you see the women that I've talked to, I just want more out of life.
Girl, if you're getting abused, kill him in his sleep.
So there's a lot of reasons, but also I think now women feel like this whole message, and it's on the Western culture especially, is I don't need a man. And nobody says you need a man. Don't you want a man? Because you say you don't need a man, but you want that.
I personally, because that's another, because you had hit on something that I was like kind of thinking about, because you're like, some people are raised, like, just like you said, a woman should raise her daughter to be feminine and a man should raise his son to be masculine. I was a daddy's girl, and my dad raised me to practically be a boy.
There you go.
There it is.
So versus mom raising me to be a good wife. Or now they're raising women. You hear this from moms, modern day mothers. She's like, I told my daughter she doesn't need a man, and I said, okay. Do you not want her to have? But I want her to be married and have children. I said,
you can't do that.
You can't do both. It X's itself out.
One cancels its other.
And then the other gal has a girl. She's like, I'm teaching him how to be a good man. How are you teaching him how to be a good man?
No, you're going to teach him how to be a bitch.
And he's going to end up. Do you want your son to marry someone like you? And she stopped and couldn't answer the question. Because he's going to end up trying to be with somebody like you.
Oh, fuck.
And my proof is, the problem I had is I was dating people that resembled the actions of my mother.
And I do that with my dad.
And tell my friend that does counseling for 20 years, psychology major, professor, he said, Davrick, you're trying to replace what your mom didn't give you.
Yeah.
And so I ended up dating, because and children will always manifest or duplicate. There's a parent that's a little bit of a narcissist and a provider, and there's good and bad. And if you take from the bad parent what you're trying to do in a relationship, you'll project it out.
Yeah.
So I was having problems as a young man in relationships with women. And because my mom would always argue and my stepdad, and they would always fight. Yeah. And so I thought if we weren't fighting, we weren't loving. Oh. Subconsciously. Oh. And I would always get these, I don't want to say get these, but I'd be in a relationship with a woman that was just like my mother. And we would fight.
And you felt that was right.
Because that's what I was used to. And then, and the things that my mom didn't give me that I needed, I tried to get from a woman. Right. And my mom never said, I love you directly. My godmother did, but my real mom didn't. Oh. So I was looking for words of affirmation, right? And as I got older and I started realizing, I started studying, my buddy was talking to me, I started reading all these books on psychology. I said, wow, I'm dating my mom. I can't date my mom.
Okay, then I have a question.
Yeah.
Me personally, because like I think my dad's perfect, and my dad really is. He's like the perfect husband. And I've said this so many times where I'm like, I would love to have a guy that that loves me the way my dad loves my mom.
You're trying to date your dad.
Yeah.
Not physically,
not like that, but yeah. But I'm looking for someone that resembles my dad in a sense. And
so what does that look like?
He perfect.
What's perfect?
So my dad's like the sole provider of the business. My dad's the reason why we started the entire business. Okay. My dad would never let us fall, ever. My dad loves my mom. That is his best friend. My dad would die without my mom. So he's obsessed with her.
Okay. Now I get that. Now how does your mom act?
My mom's she's protective of my dad.
But how is she as a woman?
Oh, she cooks, she cleans, she keeps the house in check, she keeps her looks in check.
Now see what you just did?
Yeah.
You want a man like your dad, but your dad is with a woman like your mom. Yeah. So for you to have a person like your dad, you have to be like your mom.
But that's the thing is I am.
You are, but
no, I cook, I clean.
But you said that you're very, very aggressive. You're very challenging in a relationship. You're very combative. You said you don't wear makeup all the time.
No, I never said that.
But you act it because you said on.
No, I never said that.
No,
when I'm in a relationship and I can trust you, because my thing is I have very bad trust issues, but it's not because guys have cheated on me. It's because of like assault. Okay,
but didn't you say earlier we were talking? You said I'm paraphrasing that you're difficult or challenging in a relationship or crazy. What did you say?
I said I'm crazy. I'm crazy.
Is your mom crazy?
My mom's crazy.
In what way?
My mom's just don't talk down to her. My mom's definitely she's we have a business. My dad doesn't do the customer service because my dad's very okay, very yes man. Okay, no argument. My mom's the one that's like, no, you got me fucked up. That's not how you do that.
But you see,
she's very protective.
But when you said, now I'm paraphrasing. Your challenges in relationships, are they argumentative? What's the biggest problem? The biggest problem, I would say that I am disrespectful. Is your mom disrespectful? She can be. To your dad? Yeah, she can be. But that's the thing is I am obsessed with my guy. When I'm with somebody, I am loyal to a fault, obsessed with my guy, everything. But why do you have to be disrespectful? Because that's where I'm getting at. Because it's like one of those, say you cheat on me. If you cheated on me. Well, yeah, okay. So you're upset. I get that. But prior to that, are you disrespectful? No, I'm so not. You're never disrespectful until the guy cheats on you? No, I'm never disrespectful till the guy disrespects me. I reciprocate energy 1,000%. Okay, but what does that mean when he disrespects you? Like if he calls me a bitch. Okay. If you call me a bitch, I'm calling you a fucking faggot. Okay. Like shit like that, or like if a guy, verbal abuse. Verbal abuse, yeah. If a guy decides to bring up my past and judge me for my past, and I'm because I was a stripper. And I'm like, my mom wasn't a stripper. She wasn't. Okay, but she wasn't. Yeah, no, I know. I get it. So you're not like your mom in that sense. But no. If he knows you were a stripper before he dated you, you tell him before he dates you. Oh, everyone knows. Well, then that's on him. And it is on him. That's what I'm saying. It's on him. So you. But then if you bring my if you already knew and you bring my past into an argument, then yeah, I'm gonna be disrespectful. Well, or is it a conversation? Because if it's an argument, I get it. But hear me out. You're choosing, right? You control access to sex.
Yes.
And so,
well, actually, no.
Well, if you say no, then that's illegal.
That's how I got raped.
Okay. So, and I'm sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. But generally, a woman controls, unless it's what you said.
Yeah.
But the quality of guy that you're going after is probably, it needs to be adjusted.
I've said that. So it's me. I've said that. I have admitted to that.
And so it's not necessarily, this is, and you'll see all these podcasts, I get it, red pill. Oh, she did this, she does this, she's stripper, whatever. The point is, if a man accepts you for what you've done and he's willing to be in a relationship with you, he can't use that against you.
He can't. And
okay, so you have to choose somebody that's not going to be at that level, which there's a level of acceptance where, is this all that you can get, or is it the guy, right? Is it the guy that's going to be like, hey, this guy doesn't care, he's cool, but how mature is he? Yeah. Right? Can he handle a disagreement?
Yeah. That's what I have trouble finding is like I definitely have a guy who, like, not right now, I'm single, but I've definitely have been talking to guys who know my past, know everything about me, and then know my personal life too, because I'm like, on Instagram and on social media, I'm like, yeah, I'm a free girl, I've done this, I've done a lot of sexual things, I've been a stripper, but in reality, it's like people don't know that I was stripping because I had no access to any type of government help during 2020.
Right. So on what you do on social,
it's because I did what I had to do to not fall.
So what you're doing on social media is you're objectifying yourself sexually.
It was.
But I haven't looked at I see your stories, but I haven't really, you got a lot of podcasts on your Instagram now. I don't remember. Do you have any, is it sexual stuff?
Some of it.
Okay. So what my point is, and no fault, I'm not coming at you. Yeah. But when you advertise in that sexual way, you're going to attract that guy that wants just the sexual Lana. Because that's what you're advertising, but objectively.
That's not what I'm advertising, because in a sense, just like you said, just like you want to change the world, and you have a podcast for a reason. Right. I have a podcast for a reason, because I do want to change people's perspective on, I have been a stripper. I'm
not talking about that.
No, I am.
Right.
On my podcast, I basically I'm trying to help people, in a sense, understand that not all strippers are just strippers. Some of us are educated.
Okay, but
a lot of us are educated.
I'm not talking about what your podcast is about, what you're doing in the videos.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So that is...
some of them I'm talking about the fact that I've had an abortion, the fact that I have been raped.
Not what you're talking about. You're dancing or any sexual acts, right? I haven't looked at your Instagram. My point is, I'll give you an example. I see a lot of girls at IGs, and I'm like, oh, not another one. And they'll show their boobs and they'll show their butt. They're objectifying themselves sexually. Yeah. That's what they're going to get. The guys, some men, they'll say, oh, I'll date her. I just talked to somebody else about this. I had no problem dating her, but I wouldn't be in a long-term relationship with her.
But that's the lie. That's a lie.
The guys that will be in a relationship.
I've had guys propose to me.
Okay.
And then still do what they're doing. These are guys I've been engaged seven times.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Being proposed to. And being married is two different things.
I would never get married again.
Okay, so that's irrelevant. But guys will tell you what they want,
because this is people that are willing to commit to me. I am the one who's I cannot get married again.
So you've been proposed to 7 times.
Yeah.
You had sex with all these guys.
Yeah.
So these are relationships.
Yeah.
So how many relationships you been in?
A lot.
Okay, so there's a challenge.
Of?
Well, you've been in a lot of relationships that are not working. So you have to take a step back and dissect it and go, what's going on? Is it the choice of men? Is it me? Is it both?
Choice of men.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. So those men that are proposing to you, you're like, I got to elevate my game. How do I get to the next? Because these guys are not.
But that's the funny part. It's I don't know. I guess it's my type and the guys that I choose, of course.
Are they like your dad?
I would say 2 of them were.
Okay, so you said you wanted somebody like your dad, But you're choosing men that aren't.
No, yeah, that's what I said that. Yeah.
Okay, so
like it's definitely my type. But the two guys that I had that were like my dad were like that. Told both of them. Every single guy that I've been with has cheated on me. Every single one. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, my dad didn't.
How old were they?
I mean, at the time, 20s. Now they're in their 30s, but there you
go. There you go.
That's not there you go. That's not there you go, because it's like I'm
gonna tell all women
it shouldn't
this.
be a thing of like, just because you're 20 you're allowed to cheat.
You're not done at 20 as a man. You're not done.
But you're not done ever.
That's not true.
It is true, because just like you say, high value men
they have access. They have access to more opportunity, just like you have.
But then you still have to accept it.
We have to accept that you have access to all these men.
I do.
So what happens with a woman in her 20s, she's out being promiscuous, has access to all these men. Then she gets to 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, I'm ready. And now the guy, you're expecting him to be at 35 in his 40s. Now that he has accessibility to all these men, you're expecting him to be women. You're expecting him to be monogamous when you weren't. And I'm not saying cheating, but when I say promiscuous, you're out in all these relationships, being with all these men. Yeah. And then he's like, here's his second or third relationship. And then all of a sudden he has Miss Fancy Pants come by and he slips and falls into it. Okay. I'm not making excuses. I am not, listen, I'm not saying it's right. This is the dynamic. When I was 18, 19, and 20, you're a walking saluting 24/7. That's psychologists have said this. Men at 18, 19, 20, every 3 seconds are thinking about sex.
So are they at 40, 50, 60? They are at 80.
No, because myself, I'm focused on leaving a legacy. I'm focused on building businesses. I'm focused on going to the next level. I got a new company I'm starting. I'm like, how do I get to the next level? I don't have time to focus on that because I'm going in a different direction. But when I was 18, 20, 25, yeah.
So then what is not talking about you?
You got to get a more mature man. It's not based on age. Maturity. But also, is he past that sexual level where he's got it out of his system? Yeah. Let's be honest, man. I mean, here's the dynamic, and then we'll end. I know you got to get on a podcast. I got to get on a podcast. But here's the dynamic. Yeah. There's two things that happens that younger men don't have the accessibility that you have. See, you have the accessibility, right? And you have that female attention necessity disorder where you get addicted to the attention indirectly. So now you have all this attention. Guys don't have that because their value is their success, not their looks necessarily. When you're a younger girl, you're like, oh, he's hot. Oh, I like him. He's cute, right? But then you look about stability and longevity and you're like, well, this guy can't even pay for a burger at McDonald's. Right? So I'm not paying for his dinner again. I'm not taking him out. He's not doing nothing for me. Looks only works so far for a woman looking at a man. I'm not saying he can't be attractive. Then the guy at 35, his sexual marketplace value goes up. He starts having more money. He starts having more success. He's building liquidity. He's building assets, right? Liquidity. Now he's got all this stuff. Now, go to the gym. And I say to a guy, we're in a group of guys, is how I met this hot chick. And you know what the guy's first thing they say is, show me your Instagram, what's she look like? You get a bunch of women, oh, what's he do?
What's he do? Yeah.
So, but here's the problem. So the man has limited access, the average dude. Then he has success. Now he's got all of a sudden a new drug. What's this drug called? Accessibility. Sex. I've never had accessibility like this. I didn't get this when I was young. Yeah. Right? And so, but then the young guys, immature. And here's the problem with the young guys versus the older guys. Younger guys, because they don't have accessibility to all those women, they're more likely to leave you for another woman and cheat. Versus the older guys like, I know what I got. Ooh, she'd be fun for a night. I'll take it for a test drive. I'll lease it out, the Lamborghini, and then I'll return it and go back to my woman. Right. But I'm not leaving what I got that's good for that woman. But then there's also the guys that are like, dude, I don't have time. Like, I've got a schedule like this. I got my woman at home. I've got my kids. We get along great. I'm busy doing this. I'm busy doing that. Those guys are like, hey, I'm not, I've been there. It's
been there, done that. It's old now.
New pussy can't cook. It's a joke. It's a joke.
No. I totally agree.
But it's just sex.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love sex. I love women. I think women are the most amazing creatures in the planet Earth. But I also know that it's not worth me losing what I have. Mm-hmm. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Unless she says go ahead. But my point is, I don't have time. So when you get that guy that's at that level where it's like, dude, I've had a lot of it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay. And I'm not bragging. I'm like, okay, big deal. Now, can we get along? Can we have a conversation?
Right.
Can we go on a trip together and not want to kill each other?
Because
that's a true test of a relationship.
Yeah.
If you can go on a vacation and not kill each other, you got a great relationship.
Yeah.
I know we got to get to a podcast.
Okay, I know. I'm having a good time, though.
We're flying to Miami, right, for this next one?
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Do me a favor. Forward this to all your friends. Subscribe, like, hit the bell for notification. Go to her Instagram. Check her out. Follow her on Instagram. Share this video. Like this video. We'll see you soon.